discards a Blue Eyes White Dragon to summon a Cosmo Brain. Cosmo Brain is going to tribute itself to summon a level 1 normal tuner from the deck. Synchro Shokan, Blue Eyes White Dragon, and the Flamvel Guard into Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon will be negating the Amatrix. Looks like I guessed it wrong. Blue Eyes White Dragon is going to be moving on to the top 8. Amatrix activate to summon a monster from the grave. Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon negate. I'm sorry for doubting you, Arim. Azure Eye Silver Dragon. Finish him. Lethal. Arim 2-0ing with a non-top tier deck, defeating the best deck in the game, Tier 1, the lone Tier 1 Crystons.
Salutations fam, Darkslayer Arim from HaltessiaGaming here. It's been a pretty long time since I played Duel Links competitively. I believe the last time I entered a Duel Links tournament was around the release of the Dark Side of Dimensions box back in 2019. I honestly didn't really feel that I was ready for the tournament because I didn't playtest nearly enough. I didn't have knowledge of the current meta. I didn't even know what the current decks were on the tier list because I didn't look at the tier list. But I thought to myself, you know what? I'm not ready, but let's just go ahead and enter anyway. And my thought process was, I probably won't do well, but I will still gather some matchup experience and some data. But since I didn't have any data or matchup knowledge to go by, I basically played the entire tournament on instinct. And I ended up making top 8, so yeah. So going over the deck profile, I started over this list by asking myself, what are the issues that Blue Eyes decks are currently facing? And is there a way to combat those issues without giving up core strengths of the strategy? And the most common issue that Blue Eyes decks are facing is consistency and these brick hands. The most common brick I see in the Discord is people screenshotting their hand. It's like they have a bunch of dragons that they can't summon. And then from there I asked myself, how can I minimize the chance of opening multiple dragons? Well, usually players lessen the number of Blue Eyes that they play, but I didn't want to do that either because I genuinely do need all 3 copies of Blue Eyes for many of my strongest combos. I need to be able to summon my dragons from the deck. I need to be able to search my dragons off of Melody. I need to be able to consistently perform the triple pop combo, which requires you to have a Blue Eyes that you can turn into the alternative, and then have another Blue Eyes in your hand that you can use to resummon the alternative. And, things like that. So then I decided, let's try a larger deck size. But, that has its own issues. Yeah, you're going to be less likely to open multiple dragons, but you also have less of a chance to open your combo pieces and resolve them. But then comes, my specific list. So some of the differences that you'll notice between my 24 card list and most standard 20 card lists is that most players are playing 2 Cosmo Brain and 2 Cards of Continents, whereas I'm playing 3 Cosmo Brain, 3 Cards of Continents, and a Flambeau Guard. What this ended up doing is that even though I'm playing a larger deck, because I'm playing more copies of my combo pieces, I ended up not losing as much consistency as I expected. The original thought was that the main benefit of this list was that you'll brick less, and that alone wasn't worth the con of seeing your combo pieces less. But when my friend actually ran the numbers through the probability calculator, we realized that resolving Cosmo Brain turn 1 was only 0.1% less likely in this build, and that Consonants actually had a higher chance of resolving than in the 20 card list. And now that I've gone over the core, I want to go over the text in the extra deck. So the 2 cards that I'm playing that really do drastically increase the power level of the deck are Levianeer and Flambeau Guard. Levianeer synergizes perfectly with Cosmo Blue Eyes. It can be searched off of Melody of Awakening Dragon, which also searches your Blue Eyes, which also adds consistency to Cosmo Brain, which dumps cards in the graveyard to enable Levianeer plays. Levianeer's destruction effect is non-targeting, and it can also enable level 9 synchro plays by reviving a tuner from the graveyard, an extremely powerful card that Blue Eyes can and should be making use of. And next up we have, in my opinion, the MVP of this deck, Flamvell Guard. So the thing about Flamvell Guard is that it provides a huge consistency boost to every single competitive Blue Eyes engine in Duel Links. It's a target for Cards of Consonance, it's a target for Cosmo Brain, it's a target for Mausoleum, it can be summoned from the deck with Cosmo Brain, it's a level 1 tuner so it can be used for your synchro plays, it's a dragon. It can be banished to use Vermilion Dragon Mech's effect. It's such an incredibly impactful card, and I will definitely be playing it in every Blue Eyes list moving forward. Spirit Karibo is a tech card that has seen consistent play in Blue Eyes because it helps you prevent you from getting OTK'd, and that has always been one of the biggest weaknesses of the deck. It being a dark that can be used as fuel for Levianeer is just icing of the cake. There were so many times during the tournament, right, where I would make a play and my opponent would like hard commit to this OTK, and then, you know, I would Spirit Karibo them, and on the follow-up turn I just summon Levianeer, and then, you know, I OTK them. Spirit Karibo is really good. Now, probably the only thing that I didn't like about my list while playing was that almost every time that I had a Raigeki break, I found myself wishing that it was a Karma Cut instead. I definitely would have played 3 Karma Cut if I had access to them. Yeah, there were times where I used Raigeki break to destroy back row cards, and in a more back row heavy meta, I think it would be more impactful, but like in the tournament, every time that I destroyed a back row, it ended up being a card that wasn't a threat to me anyway. Typically, it's going to be more effective to just continue to loot Dragon Spirit to banish back row instead. The extra deck felt almost perfect. You know, there were times where where that second Spirit Dragon was, you know, definitely impactful. In fact, I think it was having that second Spirit Dragon is what enabled me to win that feature match. Dark End Dragon helped me, was what won me the duel that got me into top 8. I think I did a triple cop combo with Vermilion Dragon Mech at one point. Probably the only thing that I would change is that I might cut Michael in favor of the second Azrai Silver Dragon, because of the simple fact that I just never use it, you know? Yeah. But anyway, that's going to cover the deck profile. I think I can show, I'm going to show one replay, specifically the Blackwing match that I won to get into Top Cut, because that one was exciting.
I'll pulverize you! Whatever your reason for dueling me, you better not waste my time by holding back. There can only be one winner, and you're looking at him. Let's go. Duel! My turn! A continuous spell. Watch closely. I special summon a monster. Here it comes. Special summon. I activate my monster's effect. Join me. Special summon. Come on out. Synchro summon. I activate my monster's effect. Let's battle. Get him. With this, you lose. No! There must be some mistake. Huh. You'd think I'd feel joy in defeating a replica?
And that's going to be it for the deck profile. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking this video and consider subscribing to my channel and turning on the notification bell. This has been Darkslayer Arim from HaltessiaGaming. Thank you very much for watching, and have a wonderful day.